Let's get some prize picks in today, guys. Another 6 for 6, so another 25xer on the NBA, and it was almost a crazy historical night here with this second entry here. I went full fantasy scores. It's kind of new. I don't really do fantasy scores too often, but I'm getting into it, and got 5-1. Nick Claxton was the only one that sold the slip. Almost another perfect 6 for 6, and it gets crazier because there was even another one here with Jokic. Missed on 1 assist, or I guess 2 if you wanted a 25x, 1 if you wanted a 10x, and then in NHL, missing 1 player here, NHL again, missing 1 player here. It was a crazy night. Could have been up so many units, but in the end, we're up about 21.5, I believe it was. I'll check my Discord sheet in a second. This was the pick from the actual video. So I took Kristaps Porzingis on the under 8.5 rebounds, cashed very easily. Towns obviously did not cash, but I'm honestly surprised. He had that 1-3, I believe, into the first quarter, and then he could not get it for the rest of the game. Trae Young, Murray stack did not hit. Murray popped off last night. Trae Young stayed under his assist, and then I went Jalen Williams. And Shea, also surprised this one didn't hit. Shea got the minutes there in the end of the fourth quarter, and it was kind of a, they made up a bit of a tight game, yet he was not able to get that 7th assist. Jalen Williams was kind of popping off on his own. So 3-3 there, but I also did shout out this Kristaps Porzingis pick. Where is it? Right here. Down here, it was the under 43 fantasy score. So if you got that one too, that also cashed. And this was another 5 out of 6, actually, funny enough. See how many 5 out of 6s, but all you need is that one 6 for 6 to really cash you in the right direction. And some people in Discord actually got Simone at 17.5 fantasy score. So this was a nice 25xer for them too. So now the Discord is officially up about 26.9 units on Prizepicks this week. And on Underdog, we're up 13 units. Overall, up 326.15 units in under 7 weeks. If you have no idea what that means, just multiply this number by whatever you're normally betting on a slip. So if you're betting $5, you'd be up $1,630 in 7 weeks. If you're betting $40, you'd be up almost 13K. And if you don't believe my spreadsheet, here is my Pickett on the screen. I only have January because that's only when I got Pickett. You could follow me. My name is OddsJuice on Pickett there too. And if you're not already on it, I have a referral link in the description. So this is a verified bet tracker that kind of takes in all my entries from Prizepicks and sees how many units we're up. So Discord has been popping off since it started. You can see already up 26.9 units on the week, and NFL has not even started because I still win on NBA, NHL, whatever other sport I find value in. And NBA has been going well. This was from yesterday, as I just showed you in the video. And then this was the one from Wednesday that I showed you in a previous video. So it's honestly going very well. This was a nice little college football stack here on a 10xer. And these are my profits from the last week of December before I got fully limited to $5 per bet on Prizepicks. And of course, it's not like I'm the only one profiting from these picks. You can see some testimonials. We got Juan here. This guy was here since the first day. I believe I started November 20th. He started November 21st, turned 100 into 1.5K. This one is insane here. Adept started with $500 and has withdrawn 14K from Prizepicks, absolutely robbing them. Orbital here started with $50 and is now at 1.2K. You got Kimbu here, started with 20 into $200 from an actual YouTube pick. So a free pick, he 10x his money to $200, and now he's at 2.4K in just 4 weeks in the Discord. You got a bunch of people 10xing their money, 20xing their money. You even got people up to $100 units in here. Sibdi, this guy's been absolutely cashing, destroying with us here. And the cash doesn't just stop on Prizepicks, also cashing on Underdog. Beautiful day here, 15 unit day with 6 3 powers. So overall, every night's profit is publicly tracked in this Discord units made since day one spreadsheet. It's literally in the description of every single video. I don't hide it. You could see even this week 4, look, negative week. I'm not going to be profitable every single week, but you can see the 6.4 units loss on the only week that was negative on Prizepicks was made 5 times more within the next week. And I don't hide the losses. Even on losing streaks like this right here, a losing streak of 21 units, we bounce right back and come up strong with a plus 91.7 units. So it's kind of how this works. You're not going to be up every single day, maybe not even every single week, even though only 1 week was negative. But in the long run, you're going to be cashing and cashing and cashing. So if you do want to keep track of the spreadsheet, maybe come back in a week and see how the Discord is doing. It's always in the description right here. Discord profits, just click this link and you're going to see this updated every single day. Or just follow me on Pickett. I have my Prizepicks link to that. Now, if you've been on the fence about joining the Discord, I would recommend the 1 week that you try it is this weekend with the end of the NFL. It's the last regular season slate. Last weekend, if you have no idea how it went, we ended up 60 units. There's some screenshots rolling right now of how it went. We played about 25 entries. We got 2 25x's and 4 10x's. And this weekend, I want to start rolling out 30 slips throughout Saturday and Sunday for this last NFL weekend and sort of end it off on a bang. Yes, there's playoffs, but for now, we want to go with the NFL regular season slate. If you want to join, always VIP Discord in the description, WAP. Choose either Prizepicks with Underdog. $9 for the week. Invest in it, guys. And honestly, once you join, it's very unlikely that you'll leave. We have a community of profitable bettors here. No one really leaves here. If they leave, it's only to upgrade to VIP Plus, to be honest. So we'll get into the picks for today now after that long tangent. On the board, I have some NBA and some NFL. So to start with the NBA, we're going to kick it off with Miles Turner on the over 17.5 points and also Tyrese Halliburton on the over 12.5 assists for a nice little stack between these Pacers boys here. Let's take a closer look at Miles Turner, who is the main reason I even came to the stack. So on Miles Turner's over 17.5 points, there is juice on every single sportsbook towards the over, all the way up to minus 130 on BetMGM. Some books have him kind of slightly juiced at minus 118 and minus 120 on PointsBet and FanDuel. He has only hit this 48% of the time this season, but things start to change once you apply that they are at home tonight. So 53% of the time. On top of that, some of these games were without Tyrese Halliburton, so we'll check the games with Tyrese Halliburton. We're still at 53%. That's just at home. Once you remove home, still 53%. So overall, with Tyrese Halliburton and at home, Miles Turner does have better splits than this 48% that we see throughout the season. Main point of concern is Boston's defense, who is 5th in points allowed, but they have actually faced Boston this season, and he's actually got 17 points, so right under that 17.5. I'm feeling comfortable with that. In November, when they played here, he only got 8 points, but that was with Tyrese Halliburton. Completely different Pacers team without Tyrese running the floor with all those assists. So at 17, I feel pretty comfortable taking that 17.5. It's one game, right? But also, I want to check some minutes projections. So on Miles Turner on lineups.com, he's projected at 27 minutes. And if we check on this other site here, sportsline.com, he's at 31 minutes. So if we take a little projection at that, maybe on 25 to 33-ish minutes, meet somewhere in the middle between those two lines. So 25 to 33 minutes, he has actually cleared this over 17.5 points 60% of the times this season. So looking good on the minutes aspect too. So now why are we going Tyrese Halliburton? So it's not exactly the same reason. I'm not looking at juice. I'm not really looking at splits, even though his splits are good. We'll take a look at them in a second. But you can see the juice is kind of conflicted on the sports books. We have some juice towards the over, BetMGM some juice towards the under. So it kind of looks like the 12.5 is a fair line. Boston is 4th in assists allowed, but last time they played, he actually did get the 13 assists. And we'll take a look at some more splits. So 55% generally over the season. At home, it actually gets slightly worse to 50%. But now we'll throw in Miles Turner and see if that affects anything. And it doesn't really. It's only one less game, but still 57%. So pretty decent splits all around. Not going to complain about that. But the main reason we're taking these guys together is because I've checked their game logs in the same games. I don't have my stats updated, but I had these stats for the first 26 games, 17 out of 26 times. So 65% of the times this season, Tyrese Halliburton has gone over with Miles Turner in the same direction. And it makes sense if Tyrese Halliburton is getting 15, 16 assists. A lot of those are going towards Miles Turner, filling up Miles Turner's points prop. One last thing is to check a minutes projection on Tyrese Halliburton, and Sportsline over here has him set at about 34 minutes. On lineups.com, he is set at a projected 30 minutes, so 30 to 34 minutes. We'll check him 28 to 36 minutes and see how he does in that sort of time frame. So juice this up to 28 and juice this down to 36. And he has hit this 55% of the time this season. So general splits are around that 55%. Same thing for Miles Turner, around that 55%. So I'm liking the overs on both of these. Moving on to the second NBA stack, I'm actually going to go with some unders here. And it's going to be on Jalen Brunson on the under 7.5 assists and a Randall on the under 28.5 points. I'm not taking these guys because Brunson only got 2 assists last game and Randall got like, I think 8 points. What is it? Yeah, 8 points versus Philly. No, I'm taking them because there is some juice towards the under on Jalen Brunson. You can see it is kind of not general consensus, but DraftKings and PointsBet has him juiced towards the over. MGM and FanDuel has him juiced towards the under, but I did check on Pinnacle here, and if we check Brunson's assist prop on Pinnacle, there is juice towards the under. So that's the first thing I'm liking about this prop. Other than that, of course, he does not hit this too often this season, but they are up against the Wizards, who are 30th in pretty much every single stat defensively. It's not great to see, but it is good to see that they're playing the Wizards because there is blowout potential here. We'll check him on the Knicks versus Wizards game. They are playing away tonight where they still have a -9 spread, so a blowout will help us. And they have actually played the Wizards this season, and Brunson only got 7 assists on November 17th. And we'll take a look at how many minutes he actually got that game. And it was still a good, decent amount of minutes, 34 minutes and 35 minutes for Randall, who got 22 points, and Brunson got 7 assists. Even with this game, it wasn't even much of a blowout. You could see only the fourth quarter is where things got a bit out of hand, but it was a tight game up into the fourth quarter, which is why they got these extended minutes, yet they still both went under their props. Now we could even look at the away splits for Brunson here. So in 2023, away also a little bit worse here. Same exact concept for Randall. He's set at 28.5 points. quite high. And you can see some sportsbook have the juice towards the over, some have them juice towards the under. We'll check Pinnacle, who we basically trust the most, and we could check Randall's 28.5 points. Again, slight juice towards the under. So these guys are both juiced towards the under. They both have awful splits in general. They both have worse splits away, and they both went under last time they played Washington. Now, the one thing to consider is that the Knicks lineup is a bit different now. We have OG Anunoby in the starting lineup, and these guys have both been playing better with OG in the lineup. You can see Randall popping off. This is why his line is set at 28.5. Normally it wasn't. Back when OG wasn't in the lineup, his line was much lower. I'm pretty sure around 24, 25.5. Has been boosted recently, but he has cleared this 3 out of 5 times with OG in the lineup. And same thing for Jalen Brunson. You can see he's been popping off recently, not away, but if we check him with OG, he's been getting like 13, 14, 9, 8 assists. So it doesn't look too good with OG in the lineup, right? But I do think it is a decent spot. Everything else is pointing towards the under. It's only this new addition of OG that might be a bit questionable. Last thing to do is project some minutes. So on Randall, he's projected at 32 minutes here and 36 minutes here. So let's bump him up to around 30 to 38 minutes. Let's take out OG first of all, and then we're going to go down here and we'll put this to a minimum of 30 minutes and a maximum of 38 and see how he does with those splits, and only a 15% hit rate with those minutes. We'll throw an OG either way, and with these minutes, he has still hit only 50% of the time. So it's still looking decent on the under 28.5. Now we'll take a look at Brunson. So on here, he has a projection of 34 minutes, and then up here, he has a projection of 35 minutes. So 34 to 35 minutes. Let's check him out with 32 to 36 minutes and see how he does there. And he has only hit this 21% of the time this season. And again, we'll throw an OG for that specific time frame, 50% of the time. So I'm liking the unders, but what I really like is the stack together. 21 out of 30 times, at least to what I've tracked, they have hit together in the same direction. That's 70% of the time this season. If you're grabbing Brunson's under, you might as well grab Randall's under because they both hit in the same direction. You see last time they played the Wizards, that's exactly what happened. So we have two of my pretty much favorite stacks. I used to like Tyrese Halliburton with Buddy Hield, but now the lineups are changing and kind of screwed everything up. So Miles Turner is the next best guy up. The last stack is going to be on a pass completions and receptions prop here. So we're going to go with CJ on the under 22.5 pass completions. His line was just set at 21.5, where I like the over. But now that it's at 22.5, the under is definitely the play. It got bumped basically in the past 30 minutes that I was recording this video. His line is slightly juiced towards the under on the 22.5 completions. And of course, we're going to be pairing this with a receiver, his main one here, Nico Collins on the under 5.5. It seems like in the NFL, there's not really a general consensus on the juice. The only thing they agree on is that his line should be set at 5.5, but some kind of have him flat here. Caesars has him juiced towards the under. DraftKings has him juiced towards the over, but Pinnacle basically has him juiced slightly towards the under. I mean, it's not too much of an effect. So that's why I'm going with the unders on both these plays, but most of all, I'm taking these plays because they hit together in the same direction. I mean, it's pretty obvious if CJ is throwing more completions, Collins is going to get more receptions, and same thing on the under. CJ's only getting like 17 completions. It's very unlikely that Nico Collins is going to be getting 6 receptions. Could be, but there's also other receivers, Dalton Schultz and stuff, that the ball might go to. But right here, I have their game logs together. And if you look at these charts, you can see 2 greens, a couple of reds, a couple of greens, red and green. And if you look at Nico Collins' chart, it's pretty much the same. I mean, obviously, there's some games that they don't hit together, but I counted they played 13 games together, as you see here. And 10 out of those 13 times, if one of them went green, the other one also went green. If one of them went red, the other one went red. Of course, red being the unders. So that is why we're going to go with CJ on the under 22.5 pass completions, as well as Nico Collins on the under 5.5 receptions. Like I said, you could go overs if he was at 21.5, but you want to be kind of capturing that value in terms of direction. We know they're going to hit together. It's just which direction is better for us. So less on both of them. That is going to be the slip for today. Good luck, everyone.